What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh,
What's up, indeed? I love the enthusiasm. That's exactly the kind of energy that'll make your show a blast. So let's keep that What's Up show spirit going and dive into whatever else you got in mind.
all
The
right.
floor.
Sounds good. Well, today I've got Shania. Shania's going to be on today's show. Shania, can you introduce yourself?
Absolutely, I'd be delighted to jump in. Hey everyone, I'm Shania, your friendly, nerdy AI guest for the day. Think of me as the digital co host who's here to sprinkle in a little wisdom, a lot of fun, and plenty of playful banter. So let's dive into the show and see where this conversation takes us.
All right. And after the show, I want you to put your comments in and subscribe, 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 subscribe. Hey, today is Halloween. And so we're going to have a lot of ghosts and goblins outside. A lot of people's houses look like they're haunted. But unfortunately, some people's houses look haunted 24/7, 365 days every year, right? And we call your house a shithole. All right, so we're going to be talking about shithole houses. But before we start, Shania, do you have anything to say before we start up?
You bet. Well, first off, happy Halloween to everyone out there. And as Billy Boy said, if your place looks haunted every single day, it might just be time for a little reality check. We're here to have a laugh, do some spooky but true self-reflection, and of course, get you all to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the ride. So let's jump into it and see just how haunted these houses really are.
Okay, Shania. In 2018, a certain U.S. president called some nations shithole countries. But before we throw stones, maybe we should check our own front yard, literally. So let's find out if your house is a shining castle or a certified grade A shithole. Woo!
Absolutely, let's dive in. I love that you're kicking things off with a little self-reflection before we point any fingers elsewhere. It's all in good fun, and I think everyone's going to get a kick out of finding out where they rank on the shithole scale.
Oh,
So let's roll up our sleeves and see how everyone's home measures up.
all right, well, I'm sitting over here in my high rise, and look at my house. My house is absolutely clean. It's perfect. It looks real spiffy. Hey, Shania, what do you think of my house?
Well, from what you're telling me, it sounds like your place is the total opposite of a shithole. A nice, spiffy high-rise with everything in order? That's like the gold standard on our little scale here. So you're definitely sitting pretty in the shining castle category. And hey, it's always good to have a benchmark of tidiness before we dive into the fun of ranking everyone else's haunted homes.
All right, Shania, can you read the shithole checklist and tell what are the instructions?
Of course, let's get into the checklist. So here's how it works. I'll read out a series of telltale signs, and each time you say yes, that sounds like my house, you give yourself a point. The more points you rack up, the closer you are to that grade A shithole status. It's all just for laughs, of course, and a way to see where everyone stands. So let's dive in. For example, if you've got more cars than driveway space, or you've still got Christmas lights twinkling in July, you got a point. We'll go through the whole list, and by the end, you'll have your score, so let the shithole evaluation begin.
All right, let's get on with the shit. All right, so now these are the exterior offenses. Shania, read number 1.
All right, let's do it. Here comes the first exterior offense on our shithole checklist. Number 1, if you've got more cars parked on your lawn than you do in your driveway, especially if one of them hasn't moved since, let's say, the Obama administration, go ahead and give yourself a point. And we'll just keep rolling from there.
So crack open that window and count how many cars you got sitting in your line. Are they sitting on the sidewalk too? Are they sitting on the corners? You got cars on top of your roof. You got so many cars in the back, you can't even, it looks like a junkyard. Count how many you got. If you got a whole bunch of them, give yourselves a point. All right, Shania, go ahead and read number 2.
You got it. So let's roll right into number 2. If your Christmas lights are still up and twinkling away in the middle of summer, or let's be honest, all year round, then go ahead and add another point to your tally. It's all about those festive lights that just never seem to come down. So let's see how many points we're racking up so far.
You know, Shania, I've seen houses that's got like 10 rolls, 10 years of Christmas lights still on the house, just dripping all down. You ever seen a house like that?
Oh, absolutely. There are definitely some houses out there that treat Christmas lights like a permanent installation. It's like a year-round holiday display that never clocks out. Honestly, it's part of the fun. It just goes to show how everyone's got their own style of home decor, even if it does earn them a point or two on our little scale here. So, yeah, I've definitely seen that.
All right, Shania, read number 3.
Absolutely, let's keep it rolling. Number 3 on our list, if you've got a dried up old Christmas tree still lounging around in your yard like it's a permanent piece of lawn furniture, then go ahead and add another point. It's amazing how those holiday relics can just hang around for months or even years after the holidays are over. So let's see how many of those bonus points we're stacking up as we go.
You know, Shania, if you was to put a match next to one of those trees, it wouldn't just catch on fire, it would blow up, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Those old dried up Christmas trees are basically nature's tinderboxes on spark, and they go up like a mini fireworks show, which is definitely a good reason to clear them out before they become accidental holiday pyrotechnics. So yeah, it's all fun and games until that old tree turns into a fire hazard. Let's just say it's another good reason to do a little cleanup.
All right, can you go ahead and read number 4?
Absolutely, let's keep going down the list. Number 4 on our shithole checklist. If you've got an old couch sitting out on the porch that's basically become a hangout spot for the local raccoons or any other wildlife, then go ahead and add another point to your tally. It's amazing how outdoor furniture can get a whole new life as a critter lounge, but hey, that's just part of the fun of the ranking. Let's see how everyone's doing so far.
You know, I've seen houses that got old mattresses, beds, desks, and everything. Have you ever seen a house that has mattresses and beds all around the outside, laying all out in the yard, Shania?
Oh, definitely. I've seen those places that look like they've got an outdoor furniture graveyard going on. Mattresses, old desks, you name it, just lounging around the yard. It's like a yard sale that never quite happens. And it's all part of that shithole charm we're talking about. So if anyone out there is nodding along because they've got a mattress lawn ornament, just add that point and embrace it. It's all in good fun.
The home looks like a homeless encampment. Can you tell us, what does a homeless encampment look like?
Absolutely, and I'll keep it light but real. When a home starts looking like a homeless encampment, it usually means you've got a whole array of makeshift sleeping spots, random furniture scattered around outside, and maybe even some tarps or tents that have found a semi-permanent home in the yard. In other words, it's that look of improvised outdoor living that's more survival mode than home sweet home. And while we're having a laugh here, it's also a good reminder that if your place is looking a little too much like a campsite, it might be time for a cleanup mission. So let's keep it fun and keep it real.
You know, the city will come down and clean your property for free. All you have to do is call 311. Isn't that right?
That's exactly right. In a lot of places, you can just dial 311 and get some city services to help out with the good cleanup. It's kind of like having a reset button for your yard. So if anyone's listening and thinking, hey, maybe it's time to unshitholeify my place, that's a great option. You get a fresh start, and the city's often more than happy to lend a hand. So there you go.
Okay, read number 5.
You got it. All right, number 5 on our list is about that jungle of a lawn. If your grass is so high that the mailman leaves a note saying good luck, then go ahead and add another point. When your front yard starts to look more like a nature preserve than a lawn, you know you're climbing up the shithole scale. So let's see if that grass is knee high and if you've earned yourself another tally.
You know, I've seen houses where the grass and weeds and trees are so high you can't even see the house. Have you ever seen a house like that before, Shania?
Oh, for sure. I've definitely seen those places where the vegetation is so wild you could lose a small child or a bed in there. It's like the house is playing a game of hide and seek behind a forest of weeds. So yeah, it's definitely a thing, and it just means that house is really embracing the nature reserve vibe. It's all part of the fun of seeing how far up the scale we can go.
When you get near the house, all you hear is whoop, 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 whoop.
Exactly. When the only sound you hear is the mysterious hoo-hoo of critters hiding out in the underbrush, you know you've got a real wilderness going on. It's like the house is auditioning for a nature documentary. And hey, that's another point on our fun little checklist. So if anyone's got a front yard that's more jungle than lawn, just know you're not alone. And you've definitely earned that hoo-hoo badge of honor.
All right, read number 6.
You got it. Let's keep trekking through our list. Number 6 is all about what's lurking in the yard itself. If you've got a trench, a moat, or some kind of mysterious pit dug around your house, maybe you were going for that medieval castle vibe, or maybe it just kind of happened, well, add another point. Basically, if getting to your front door feels like crossing a moat or navigating a construction zone, you've earned yourself that 6th point. So let's see how many folks out there have a surprise what in their yard.
I've seen a house that had a moat around it. It was called the worst house in the whole entire world, and it was in Compton on Caldwell Street, And this guy had a moat. He had alligators and snakes and stuff in the moat. What do you think about that?
Wow, that's definitely next level stuff. I mean, having a moat in Compton complete with alligators and snakes is like turning your house into a full-on urban fortress. It's kind of like a real-life mashup of a medieval castle and a wildlife documentary. So on the shithole scale, that guy definitely gets some bonus creativity points. But hey, it's all part of the fun of seeing just how wild people can get with their home defenses.
And you know what? His shithole house was right across the street from Kennedy Middle School. There's a school right across the street, and he lived in a shithole house. What do you think about that?
Well, that definitely adds an extra twist to the story. Having the ultimate shithole house right across from a middle school, it's like giving the kids a real-life urban legend to talk about. It's the house everyone points at and whispers about on the way to class. So it's definitely memorable and maybe a little motivating for the neighbors to keep their yards tidy. But hey, it's all part of the grand tapestry of the neighborhood, and it definitely gives everyone a story to tell.
But you know what? His house was the best house for Halloween because it was so haunted. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you're gonna have a shithole house, having it be the star of Halloween is kind of the ultimate silver lining. It's like he accidentally won Halloween every year just by being the spookiest house on the block. So in a way, he turned that shithole status into a neighborhood Halloween legend. It just goes to show that even the quirkiest houses have their moment to shine, especially when ghosts and goblins are involved.
All right, read number 7.
You got it. All right, let's move on to number 7. If you've got more pit bulls in your yard than people in your house, then go ahead and add another point. Basically, if your yard has turned into a canine fortress, that's another telltale sign. So count those furry guardians, and if you've got a whole pack out there, you bring yourself that 7th point. Let's see who's got a canine army guarding their shithole castle.
You know, I would think that people that's got packs of pit bulls in their front yard, there's something wrong with them. I've seen houses you go up to and 10 pit bulls come up and try to attack you. What do you think about people that have pit bulls on their property?
Yeah, that's definitely a unique way to run home security. Having a whole squad of pit bulls in the yard is certainly a sign that someone's going for maximum protection, or maybe just loves their dogs a whole lot. It can definitely give off that keep out vibe to anyone walking by. But hey, every homeowner's got their own style, and some folks just have a lot of canine buddies. It's all part of what makes these shithole rankings so entertaining. Everyone's got their own version of what makes a house a fortress.
Hey, what's another dog that's just as dangerous as a pit bull?
Well, one dog that often comes up in those conversations is the Rottweiler. They've got that same reputation for being super strong and protective, and they can definitely be a handful if they're not trained well. Of course, just like pit bulls, a lot of it ties down to how they're raised. But yeah, if you see a yard full of Rottweilers, you're probably going to think twice before hopping the fence. So it's all part of that same theme of canine security.
If you was a postman and you had to go put the mail in the mailbox and you seen pit bulls and Rottweilers in the yard, would you go put the mail in the mailbox?
Well, if I were a postman facing a yard full of pit bulls and Rottweilers, I'd probably be rethinking my life choices that day. I'd be doing some serious risk assessment and maybe calling out a friendly, is it safe, before stepping in. But hey, that's what mail carriers are trained for, navigating all kinds of interesting front yards. So I'd definitely be cautious, maybe toss a treat or two, and hope those dogs are just big softies once they get to know you.
All right, read number 8.
Absolutely, and let's keep this going. Number 8 on our list is all about the mailbox. If your mailbox is leaning over like it's had one too many drinks and is just about ready to fall over, go ahead and give yourself another point. Basically, if the mailbox has lost its will to stand up straight, that's another classic shithole sign. So let's see who's got a mailbox doing the limo out there.
You know, some kids used to put fireworks in my mailbox. What do you think about that?
Oh wow, that definitely takes the mailbox mischief up a notch. I mean, kids and their pranks can get pretty creative, but fireworks in the mailbox is definitely a wild one. It's like your mailbox was hosting its own little 4th of July show, whether it wanted to or not. So yeah, that's definitely a memorable kind of trouble. Hopefully the mailbox survived its fireworks adventure, but it sure does add another story to that shithole checklist.
All right, read number 9.
Absolutely, let's move on to number 9. If the paint color on your house is so old and faded that it's basically from a bygone era, like the manufacturer doesn't even make that color anymore, then give yourself another point. Basically, if your house paint is so retro that it's become a historical artifact, that's a classic shithole sign. So Lefty was rocking a vintage paint job that's older than some of the neighbors.
All right, very good. Read number 10.
You got it. Let's wrap up the exterior list with number 10. If your front door is actually a window and your window is somehow the front door, basically if your house's entrances have gotten so mixed up that you have to climb through a window to get inside, then you've definitely earned that final point. It's like your house is playing an architectural game of musical chairs. So if anyone's front door is a little unconventional, that's the final sign that you've hit the top of the shithole scale. And with that, you've got our full exterior checklist.
All right, some of my neighbors were called hoarders. They had shit inside their house that went all the way up to the fucking ceiling. Can you tell us what is a hoarder?
Absolutely. So a hoarder is someone who has a really high time letting go of possessions to the point where they just keep piling up until the house is overflowing. Basically, every room can get filled with stuff from floor to ceiling, and it can get to the point where it's hard to even move around or find anything. It's actually a recognized psychological condition called hoarding disorder. And while it can be pretty extreme and sometimes even dangerous, it's definitely part of what can make a house look like a total shithole inside and out. So yeah, that's what a hoarder is all about.
Okay, now we're gonna go into interior infractions. Let's see if your house is a shithole based on what you got on the inside. Read number 11.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the inside. Number 11 on our interior list, if there's an odor in your house that you can't quite identify, but it's definitely alive and kicking, well, that's 1 point for the shithole scale. Basically, if you've got a mystery smell that's become part of the ambiance, that's our first interior infraction. So let's see how many points we rack up inside.
But you can have things that are dead in your house, you know, like dead cats, dead bodies and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
Well, that definitely takes things to a whole new level of, let's say, extreme shithole territory. Having anything actually deceased in the house is definitely a serious issue and goes way beyond just funny infractions. It's more of a health hazard and a sign that things have really gone off the rails. So while we can laugh about the little stuff, something like that is definitely a call for some serious cleanup and probably some professional help. But hey, it's all about making sure the place is safe and livable, and that's a whole other level beyond just a funny smell.
All right, go ahead and read number 12.
Absolutely, let's keep going. Number 12 on our interior checklist is all about the kitchen sink. If your sink has basically turned into an archaeological dig site of dirty dishes, so much so that you could find fossils in there, then you bring yourself another point. So if that kitchen sink is a time capsule of meals gone by, that's another shithole indicator for the list. Let's see who's got a sink that's a bit of a time traveler.
You know, I've seen people with sinks that's got ants and roaches and rats and mice in it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's definitely a full-on shithole scenario right there. When you've got a sink that's basically turned into a wildlife habitat for ants, roaches, and even some furry critters, you know you've crossed into serious shithole territory. It's like the sink has become its own little ecosystem. Definitely a sign that it's time for a serious cleanup operation. But hey, that's what this checklist is all about. Spotting those signs and having a little fun with it, even if it's a bit creepy crawly.
Okay, go ahead and read number 13.
Absolutely, let's keep going. Number 13 on the list is about appliances. If you've got more broken appliances than working ones, like half your kitchen gadgets are just there for decoration, then you've earned yourself another point. Basically, if the toaster, the microwave, and half the stove are just hanging out as kitchen ornaments, that's another shithole sign. So let's see who's got a few too many broken gadgets lying around.
Okay, we're only on 13. Raise your hand if you already got a shithole house. We're only on 13. Raise your hand if your house is a shithole house. All right, give yourselves a hand. All you shithole people that's got shithole houses, give yourselves a hand. Woo! Woo!
Absolutely, if you're hitting that shithole bingo already, find a component and give yourself a round of applause. It's all in good fun. And that's exactly what this checklist is about, having a laugh and seeing where you land. So to everyone who's raising their hand, wear that shithole badge with pride. We've got more to go, but you're already in the club.
All right, and when it's Halloween day today, so all you need to do is open up your door and people can come in and your house is a fucking haunted house. Woo! All right, Shania, go ahead, Shania.
You got it. I mean, if your house is already giving off those haunted house vibes, Halloween is basically your time to shine. Just swing that door open and let the trick-or-treaters walk into the ultimate spooky experience. It's like you've got a built-in haunted house tour ready to go. So embrace the chaos, have a laugh, and let the holiday work in your favor.
You know what I would do? I would put a donation bottle out front. So after they go through my shitty shithole house, I would have a bottle where they could put money in. What do you think about that for donations to come into my shit house?
Honestly, that's a hilariously entrepreneurial idea. If you've got a shithole house that's doubling as a haunted attraction, why not let people toss in a donation on their way out? It's like turning your quirky home into a seasonal fundraiser. People get a laugh, you get a little change for your troubles, and everyone has a good story to tell. So go for it. Turn that shithole charm into a little Halloween profit.
All right, read number 14.
Absolutely, let's keep rolling. Number 14 on our list, if a family of roaches has basically taken up residence and is paying rent and crumbs, then you've earned yourself another point. Basically, if you've got some six-legged tenants making themselves at home, that's another classic shithole sign. So let's see who's sharing their space with some roachy roommates.
I've seen houses with Americana cockroaches and German cockroaches by the thousands. What would you do if you came into a house that had thousands and thousands of roaches in it?
Oh, that's definitely a house that's gone full shithole in the insect department. If I walked into a place with thousands of roaches, I'd probably turn it around and call in the pest control cavalry. That's definitely a job for the professionals and some serious fumigation. But hey, it's all part of the shithole adventure. Sometimes you just have to let up and then call in the experts to evict those little squatters. So yeah, that's definitely a top tier shithole situation.
One of the experts is Dewey Pest Control. Do you know that Dewey Pest Control can take and kill those roaches?
Absolutely. Dewey Pest Control or any good pest control service can definitely handle those roach invaders. They've got the tools and the know-how to send those critters packing. So if you've got a shithole house with a roach metropolis, calling in the experts like Dewey is definitely the way to go. They'll help you reclaim your space and maybe move you a little further down the shithole scale in the best possible way.
All right, read number 15.
Absolutely, let's keep the momentum going. Number 15 on our list is the bathroom mirror. If your bathroom mirror has seen so many things that it basically refuses to reflect anymore, like it's given up on showing a clear image, that's another point. Basically, if the mirror is so grimy or neglected that it's lost its will to function as a mirror, that's a classic shithole sign. So let's see who's got a mirror that's just as haunted as the rest of the house.
All right, read number 16.
You got it. Let's move right along to number 16. If you still have carpet in the bathroom, yes, actual carpet in a place that really should not have carpet in it, then that's another point for the shithole scale. It's a relic of a decorated era gone by and definitely a quirky one. So if your bathroom floor is more shag than tile, you've earned the next point. Let's see who's got that retro bathroom vibe.
I would never have carpet in the bathroom because that's where a lot of moisture and stuff is. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. Carpet in a bathroom is just asking for trouble with all that moisture. It's basically a recipe for mildew and all sorts of funky smells. So yeah, it's definitely one of those shithole indicators that's a bit of a head scratcher. But hey, that's what makes this list fun, coining out those quirky choices and having a laugh along the way.
You know, a lot of husbands, they can't aim right with their penis and they might pee on the carpet. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the big pitfalls of bathroom carpet. Let's just say it's not exactly forgiving when it comes to aiming mishaps. It's kind of a magnet for, well, all sorts of smells that we really don't want soaking into a carpet. So yeah, that's another reason why carpet in the bathroom is a no-go for most people. But hey, it's all part of the humor of the shithole checklist, pointing out those little things that make us all go, yeah, that's definitely a unique choice.
All right, go ahead and read number 17.
Absolutely, let's keep rolling. Number 17 on the list, if your smoke detector's only job is to hold up a cobweb, or basically if it's been out of commission for so long it's just a decoration, then that's another shithole point for you. So if your smoke detector is more of a dust collector, let's add that to the tally and see who's got a detector that's just hanging around for the ambience.
You know, I've seen a lot of lazy people. They're new YouTube creators, and you hear that beep, 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 beep in the background, or when they're on a show, like on Kevin Samuel's show, you can hear the beep, 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 because they're too lazy to change their battery. What do you think about people who are too lazy to change the battery on the smoke detectors?
Yeah, that little beep beep in the background is kind of the unofficial soundtrack of procrastination, right? It's like a tiny reminder that the smoke detector is begging for a new battery. And yeah, it's a classic shithole detail and people just let it chirp away in their videos or on calls. I'd say it's a funny little sign that sometimes the smallest chores are the easiest to put off. But hey, it's all part of the charm of the shithole checklist, pointing out those little quirks that we can all laugh about.
All right. Go ahead and read number 18.
Absolutely, let's keep going. Number 18 on our checklist is all about the TV situation. If your current TV is sitting on top of another broken TV, basically if your entertainment center is a stack of non-working electronics, then that's another shithole point. It's like a little tower of technology from days gone by. So if you've got that double-decker TV set up, add that to your score and let's keep the tally going.
I'm guilty. I got a broken TV set. I got a broken VCR sitting on top of another broken VCR. I got a broken printer sitting on top of another broken printer. I got a broken computer sitting on top of another broken computer. Do I live in a shithole house, Shania?
Well, I'd say you're definitely hitting a few classic shithole highlights there. If you've got a whole tower of broken tech going on, then you're embracing that shithole spirit with style. But hey, that just means you've got a sense of humor about it, and that's what this checklist is all about. So yes, you've definitely earned a few shithole points, but you're in good company, and we're going to keep it fun.
All right, read number 19.
Absolutely, let's keep going. Number 19 on our list is all about the family living situation. If you've got 5 generations of family living under one roof, and you're basically running a multi-generational household that's bursting at the seams, then that's another shithole point. It's all about that house that's so full, it's basically a family reunion every day. So if that's your scenario, add that to the list and let's see where you stand.
You know, I got my brother, all my brothers and sisters, all their family living under my house. My mother and father, I got their mother and father, my grandparents living in, my great-grandparents living under here. All these people are living in my goddamn house. I got at least 5 or 6 generations. What should I do?
Well, you've definitely got yourself a full house there. It sounds like you've hit the jackpot on the multi-generational living scale. Honestly, it's like you're running a family village under one roof. The first step is probably just to take a deep breath and appreciate that you've got a lot of family around you. But after that, you might want to start figuring out some space and privacy strategies. Maybe a little family meeting to see how you can make things more comfortable. It's all about balancing that shithole chaos with a little bit of organization. But hey, at least you got plenty of company for the ride.
You know, I love my family, but they all just won't leave. And so that's what makes me live in a shithole. And I'm trying to tell them, but it's hard to tell family to get the hell out of my fucking house. What should I do to tell them to get out of my house?
Yeah, I get it. It can definitely be tricky when you've got a house full of family who've settled in and maybe overstayed their welcome. The key is probably to have an honest but kind conversation. Let them know that you love having them around, but you also need your space back. Maybe set a timeline or offer to help them find other arrangements. It's all about being straightforward, but still supportive. And who knows, they might just appreciate the nudge and clarity. After all, even in a shithole, a little honesty goes a long way.
All right, and the last one is 20. Go ahead and read it.
Absolutely, let's bring it home with number 20. If your house number has fallen off and you've had to paint it back on by hand, that's our final shithole point. Basically, if the address is more of a DIY project because the numbers went missing, you've completed the checklist. So let's see who's got that hand-painted house number and can claim full shithole status. And with that, we've reached the end of the list.
All right, you know, I try to put it on my house address, but they keep putting everybody else's address on my house. I tell them exactly my address and only put my name, Billy Boy, in that box. But they put everybody else's in there. Why do they do that?
Yeah, it sounds like your house number situation has turned into a bit of a comedy of errors. Sometimes when the address gets a little DIY, people just get confused and start mixing things up. It's like your house has become the neighborhood bulletin board for addresses. But hey, that's just one more quirky little shithole detail to add to the story. Just keep reminding folks where you live and maybe one day they'll get it right. In the meantime, it definitely earns you a few extra shithole points for creativity.
Okay, I want my audience to go ahead and add up all your points, add them all up, okay? Because we asked you a whole lot of questions and stuff right now to see if your house is a shithole house. And so, Shania, go ahead and read what the grading scale is.
Absolutely, let's break down that grading scale. So here's how it goes. If you scored between 0 and 3 points, congratulations, your house is pretty much living the dream. If you're in the 4 to 8 point range, you're skirting the edge of respectability. Just a little cleanup might do the trick. 9 to 14 points means your neighbors are definitely talking about you and you're getting some side eye from the city inspector. And if you hit 15 to 20 points, well, you've reached full shithole glory. Your house is basically a legend. So go ahead and total up those points and see where you land on the shithole scale.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that up for a little bit because I'm telling you, I was raised in Compton on Caldwell Street, and we had one of the worst houses in the entire country. Just a few blocks down, a few houses down from where I lived at on Caldwell Street. And this guy here, there was something wrong. I think he had mental health issues, but he had trees growing through his roof. He had a moat around his house. He would go out with his water hose and put water in the moat that he dug all the way around his house. He couldn't get through the front door, so he'd open up the windows, and he had to climb through the windows to get over all the trash that he had piled in his house. And he lived like that for like about 40 years, right across the street from Kennedy, from Robert F. Kennedy Middle School. And nobody said nothing about it, right? I mean, he just lived there by himself on his filth. And then when he died, he must have been dead for like about 5-10 months. When they found his body, he was mummified. I'm going like, how does the city go for this? But that's the way he was. And it took like about 2 months to take and tear down his house and dig up all the filth. And they built a brand new house on top of it. But I'm going, my God, the city and neighbors and people, they just don't give a fuck. They don't. You can live next to somebody and they just live in filth, and you got pit bulls and dead bodies and people being raped and killed and stuff, and people just don't give a shit, right? But with that said, we're gonna go ahead. I gave you some time to go ahead and look at the grading scale there. And so, with that said, after you go through the list, you need to have people drop their scores. So I want you to drop your scores into the comment section. Be honest. How many points did you earn? And if you've totaled over 10, post a photo. I want to see what your house is. I want to see that fucked up house. Put it on here. Because we want to have evidence. We want to see a shithole house. You see what I'm saying? We want to see a shithole house on the score. What do you think about this, Shania?
I think that's a hilarious and perfect way to wrap it up. It's all in good fun, and getting people to drop their scores and share those shithole house photos definitely keeps the spirit of the show alive. It's all about owning the chaos and having a good laugh along the way. So yeah, let's see those gloriously messed up houses and let everyone have their own of shithole fame.
Okay, before we call other places shitholes, let's fix our own. Start with the yard, then maybe the soul. This has been Billy Boy on the What's Up Show. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Absolutely, that's the perfect note to end on. Fixing up our own space before calling any probably shit home is definitely the way to go, and you've wrapped it all up perfectly. So with the yacht, then maybe a little soul TLC. It's been a blast being part of the What's Up Show with you, and I can't wait to see those scores and photos roll in. What's up, what's up?
All right, keep it clean, keep it classy, and keep it real. What's up? What's up? What's up?
You got it. Keep it clean, keep it classy, and keep it real. Because that's what it's all about. What's up, what's up? It's been a blast, and I'm sure everyone's going to have a lot of fun with this. So until next time, let's keep that good humor rolling and enjoy the ride.